Hey creators, I know I will have an amazing time today on the podcast because I am joined by someone I used to work with inside one of my programs. So Laurence Lehman, and I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. And she is an amazing lady, an amazing woman. She is a creative coach who focuses on serving a certain group of people. And I invited her on the show today because she has a great message for everyone. And from her very own experience, I know for a fact that many creatives will learn from it. Because let's admit, often we think it's impossible to make a decent living as a creative and that we need to be serving many people. But Laurence proved both of those beliefs wrong. She started her side hustle in the summer of 2020, and we all know how tumultuous that time was, but that was when she started teaching calligraphy. And in less than a year, she finished 2020 strong with a total of $15,000 income from her calligraphy workshops. She then launched it again 3 times in 2021, where she made a total of, here it is, $52,000. So it goes without saying that our guest today is a brilliant woman who never ceases to amaze me with her constant progress. And in this episode, we'll talk about why you don't need to serve everyone. So welcome to the show, Laurence. It's so good to see you again.
Thank you, Mai. Thank you for inviting me. I'm really pleased and proud to be one of your guests today. So thank you.
Yes, I have been longing to invite you again. To invite you on the show, I have talked to you multiple times during master classes and so many different sessions, but this is the first time you have been on the podcast, and I'm more than happy. I'm so happy that you are here. Now, you started your side hustle as a brush calligraphy teacher. Am I right?
Yes, that's correct. Actually, I was supposed to give that course in a workshop with the people all together, but with the COVID, the pandemic, it was all cancelled. And I was disappointed because I had prepared all my course. Everything was ready. All the material, the supportive material was ready. All my plan and things, and then bang, cancelled, and with no new a date where we could come back. So also I knew that all the students that had booked this lesson with me were all also very much disappointed, and we were in touch because we knew each other. So I thought I need to find a solution, and so that's where I thought I will create something online, and that's also when I crossed your way on the internet, and I took your online course that you were launching at the time. I don't remember the name.
It's Mastering Hand Lettering.
There was a part for lettering and a part to build your business. So I was also interested in the lettering stuff, even though if it was not my biggest focus at the time, but I thought, why not? It's always interesting to learn about that. And also the business course was the main point for me, and that was really the start of my journey into the online business for my creative side hustle.
Wow. So that's the reason why you started online. Actually, the pandemic. Really, a lot of people have shifted their focus because we all had to cope. Now, I know, let's head on straight. You mentioned you were in the Mastering Hand Lettering, and I remember most of the people who joined Mastering Hand Lettering program. I do. It's I don't know, it's a creepy skill to have, but it's something that I'm really proud of. Most of the people, I always remember the names, especially if they are people that I have interacted with. I can remember it when I see the names. And you have been there, and it was we were having interesting conversations during the coaching programs. So I'm gonna go head on straight to the topic that I know everyone is interested in: your niche. Okay, so most business owners typically have a very common market, which is the global market. And while everyone else is busy trying to reach everyone, You zoned in on a very specific niche and you're making big waves in that space. So I know the story, but I want you to be the one to share it with our listeners because I just know how valuable it will be for them. So tell
Yeah.
us about how you discovered your French speaking niche.
But first, when I followed the lessons to learn calligraphy, it was all in English. When I joined your course, it was all in English. So I was in a very much English environment, international and so on. And so my first question to you was, do I need to continue in that, you know,
Space.
swimming pool of international people with a lot of people, or should I do it in French, where I am more confident also speaking in my own language? And honestly, I was really wondering. It was really a big question for me, and your answer was, with no doubt, go into the French. It was your one of your first advices to me at the time. And honestly, it was just a game changer, because that just opened me into also to a community where I am easy to talk to, where I know also, the mentalities. It's just, yeah, it just makes it easy actually, just to focus uh, on the people who are close to you,
Yeah.
and you understand easier. Because talking in English to people who are not specifically English either, you can, sometimes it's difficult to understand all the cultures and so on. And even in French, there are so many places. After all, I discovered it's not only I'm Belgian. I'm not even French, so I'm Belgian. But so I have the French market. I'm looking at. I've got the map behind my screen. So, but I've got also all Canada. Quebec is French speaking,
Yeah.
so I've got all that community as well, which is quite a big part of my clients in the end. There are also French speaking people in the islands around the world. So
Exactly.
I've got like international community, but French speaking. So that's quite interesting and really great. Also, I've got foreigners who are French teachers and who are happy to come and have a French speaking course, and that's interesting as well. So it's still very rich in terms of community to talk to, and I am so happy to be able to teach in my own language. It makes it so much easier.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And when we talk about niching down, a lot of people are scared because they think that I am going to alienate a certain market. And how do I niche down? There's a lot of ways to niche down. Others niche down because they are very specific of the problem they solve. Others niche down because of the skill that they can provide, while others niche down just like you. You have it's not specifically it's sort of like a global market, but you targeted a certain group of people in that global space, and then you served them really, really well. You focused in on serving on them using your language, the language specifically that they know, the language that they're more comfortable about. And that brought you up the success that many other people are searching for and have been searching for a long time. And to you, you did all of that in as short as 7 months. Yeah, right? As short as 7 months, because I remember when we were in the mastering handlettering, it's summer. It was
Yeah, it
summer.
was like July or August, I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was summer. And then you're starting in the online space, and then you were talking about how frustrating it is that you're not able to do that workshop and how you can turn it into an online business. And then I remember you were very, very, actually, you're very shy on the call. So seeing you flourish right now is like a breath of fresh air. And now that you are teaching other creatives, it's very, very amazing to hear that despite all of the things that is out there, and so many other things that people have, choices. There's so many things to choose. There's so many different markets to go to. You focused in the one where you are more comfortable about, and also the one that you think your audience would be more comfortable about.
Yeah, at the time, everything was new.
Yeah.
Everything was new. Being in front of a webcam was new. Being live was new. Everything was new. Creating something online, just making a video. I remember I asked, how do you record a video? I didn't know anything.
Yes, and Zoom was not that heavy in the early 2020. Now everybody has Zoom. So learning all of those were all the learning curves that you have to go through to get your services out there, instead of relying on in-person workshops that's not going to happen because of our situation. So it is great to hear that you are doing so well. And every time you give us updates, you give me specifically updates on your launches, I'm all goosebumps because it is something that not many people know. And I have to highlight this. And I know because other people are doing so many things to get so many followers on their social media account. I want you to tell people about your social media account, the numbers, but how are you engaging the people in your community so that they can continue trusting you and then buying workshops that you are selling?
I started, I had nothing. And then after our session together, I took another course to learn how to create an event online. That was all new to me as well. Clicking on the live button was just so scaring the first time, but anyway, you just go through. So I created challenges, and that was the best way for me to create a link with my community, because they could during 1 week they could listen to me and start to know me better, and at the end of the week they could decide if they wanted to work with me or with someone else, really. But so they knew who they were working with. They were not only buying an online course about calligraphy. No, they were buying Laurence's course about calligraphy, and that makes the whole difference. I am not really good in social networks. I don't really like that too much. I'm not good at being, regular on posting. The last 2 months, I hired a community manager to do that for me. And then I decided to stop because I thought that's just not me. So what's the point, really? It's just making the show on the... But I was not recognizing myself too much in the end, even though it was still taking me time just to collaborate with her. But I thought it's not where I want to put my time. So I stopped that. I still need to think how I will feed my social network. But in the end, it's not by feeding my social network regularly that brings me clients. I bought some Facebook advertise, of course, to fill in my challenges, and that's how it worked the best for me so far. Now the Facebook ads have changed and are more difficult to use. But still, I will still try to do that, or to also expand my portfolio of courses now. I've got 2 levels of my course now, and I would like to create a third one in the coming weeks. And then, as I told you earlier, I would like to go to the US to get trained and to teach Zentangle for the second part of the year. So many projects ahead.
Many projects ahead. So other than social media, where else are you promoting your courses? Do you have an email list of people?
Yes. Thanks to the Facebook ads and the events I created, I create, of course, a landing page where people can sign in for my for my challenge. Then they come in the Facebook group, and that's where the challenge takes place. And during that week, I send them all the emails with the replays and things. And then they remain, of course, in my mailing list. So I now have a mailing list of 5,000 contacts, which is quite big. I don't think they all open my emails anyway, but still, it makes a good way to communicate to people who are interested in what I'm doing. So yeah.
See, and that is the thing. That is the thing that I love most about you. Your social media is less than 2,000 people. While your email list is 5,000 people. You have way more people on your email list than on social media channels, which is the opposite of what most people have.
Really? I don't even know.
Yes, it is the opposite. Usually people will have 500,000 of followers, hundreds of thousands of followers on social media, and then a very few people on the email list, because they have nurtured the social media. You, on the other hand, you nurtured the people on your email list. You focus in on growing the email list, which I think, and I will be a testament of that, email list is the most powerful way to get more clients who will sign up for your workshops and buy your courses. So thank you. That is a great validation. And thank you for letting me know how many people are subscribed in your newsletter. Not many people wanted to share that, but I appreciate you being open with that, because that is something that people need to learn from. Building your email list can be powerful. And even with a very small niche, you can do so much. And talking about that, how much you can do. So, Laurence, I'm going to ask you, is it okay if I share your revenue journey from when you started until the most recent course launch?
Yes, sure. Go
All
ahead.
right. Yeah. Because if it's not, I will not impose, but I'm so excited to share this with everybody. So when Laurence and I started working together in the summer of 2020, she launched her first workshop and she made $2,000 from that. And then 3 months later, she launched it again, and then she made almost $3,400. And then she launched it again the first time at the end of the year in 2020, December, and she made $9,000. So in that span of time, 7 months, she made a total of $15,000 from her workshops. Okay, I want you to listen again and let that sink in. $15,000 from her brush calligraphy workshops or course. Okay, and then she launched it again 3 times in 2021. The first one was in March and made $16,000. Second one was in July, $17,000. September 2021, $19,000. So a total of $52,000 in 2021. And that is just from her brush calligraphy workshops and courses. So Laurence also has, do you still have a day job, Laurence?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's my side hustle.
Yes. I remember you telling me before on the coaching call, I don't want to give up my day job because I love my day job. I love my boss. I love what I do, but I also love to teach. So that is an amazing. If you can make an extra $52,000 in a year, how is that going to change your life? Right? So you made a total of 15K in your first year, 52K on your second year. And most creatives typically struggle in their first year. But you made it happen. So I want to ask you, how did it feel to make your first $10,000 in sales? And what happened during that time that made it possible?
Well, I was over the moon, of course. It was just so unexpected. Also, what changed when I started, my course was at like $99. And then in December, I changed the price and it was like $250 for the same. Yeah. So I increased the value and I increased the number of students buying my course. So that made the the big step. Also, I had to work on my mindset because it's not easy to move, to increase your price. I hired a mindset coach at that time, and it's during that coaching with that French. She's Italian actually, but she accompanied me during 3 months in a mastermind, and that made a big difference.
Yeah. So you up the price, you increase the value of the workshop. So 2 things: you increase the value of the workshop, and then you increase the rate from $99 to $220. That is more than 50% jump from the original price, right?
Yeah, it's more than 100%.
But, more than 100%.
Step by step. But yeah, I started at 99, then it increased to 120, then to and I ended up at 240 for one level. Now I have 2 levels. So if they take the bundle, it's around $400.
Amazing. I love that. And people always, doubt themselves. Like, everybody else is doing brush calligraphy, and I want to highlight that here. That is why I keep saying brush calligraphy, because people say, a lot of people have been doing brush calligraphy. What else can I teach? Look at Laurence right now. I want you to look and listen carefully, because she has made this 15,000 the first year, less than a year, 52,000 in 2021, and I know she's making big waves in 2022 because she is adding a 3rd level in her programs already. So if you can do the same, if she did it, you can also do the same, because it's possible for everyone, right? I want you to tell everybody that it's possible for everyone, because I know how it all started, and I've seen you grow from where you were and how you have flourished now. And tell us a bit about that. Tell everybody how you made it all happen and why it's possible for them too. Not just you, not just me, not just any other creatives.
So it did not happen by magic, of course. I took a lot of coachings and lessons. I started with you, but then I never stopped. I had always someone to accompany me in that process. It's important. So that was also the message I wanted to pass. My best tip for anyone listening to this podcast would be to have someone on your side all the time. Just don't stay alone. Choose someone you can you are in line with. So my best tip would be choose someone to be with you alongside your journey, someone who has gone through the same steps as you before and who can explain you how to do it. That's how I just went through all this and could increase step by step.
Yes. And I am so happy and glad that you brought it up, because I know from the get-go, you already started asking for help. You already sought help. You joined the course, Mastering Hand Lettering, to learn about the business of it all. And then that is how you've come to accomplish one goal. One goal that you have accomplished in that course was focus in and zone in on the French-speaking market. That was a big thing. If you probably have not joined the course, I don't know if you were able to land on this, but and I like to tell everybody about this, and I always tell my students about this too. Like, if you want to go to where you want to be faster than everyone else, because we know that there's no magic formula, we know that there's no magic unicorn, and there is no overnight success, but we can shorten the learning curve instead of spending years and years trying to figure it out on your own. Shorten the learning curve by learning from somebody who has been in the trenches, has been where you are right now, so you can avoid the mistakes, and they can guide you how to avoid those mistakes too, and then get you there a lot faster.
that's the message I give to my audience as well, that they can try to find out how to do brush calligraphy or use my own method that I created for them, and to be quicker in the process of learning and reaching the results they have always dreamed for. So that's that speech, that selling speech works for anything, for you, for me, for anything you want to sell. That's just the way you are selling your own method with your own experience, and you can show directly, you want that result, I've got the formula for you. So yeah.
All right. So that was really, really amazing. So we talked about how you are growing your audience and how you're nurturing your leads. You mentioned about Facebook ads. Sorry, I jumped back into the niching because I really am interested in all the process that has gone through that. And I know that Facebook ads has been one of the biggest things that has helped you grow your list. Do you also do organic like list growing? Or how else are you growing your email list right now? So you can, how do you target the French-speaking people all over the world? That's what I meant.
I also use Facebook, some groups of community where I know my community is. So I will go into those groups and try to interact and create links that way. Also, I have been invited in a summit, online summit about creativity and things. So this is also a good way to be in contact with other online, how do you say, players who will have a community which is similar to yours, and then you can share,
you can actually share your knowledge when you are in those Facebook groups, when you are in those community.
Yes,
you're sharing
but
things
also with
free.
other people who have online courses, not especially about calligraphy, but something else. But we share the same
strategies.
The same people are interested in what we do. So if we share an event or something, I can invite my community, she will invite hers, and then her community will see me and will get interest. And so we share like this also through affiliate links. So that person in particular who invited me to our online summit, we do affiliate selling for each other. And so that works well as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Oh my goodness. You have to I have to apologize because I'm sweating. It's so hot in here. But I talked about that specifically because I know that many people, when they started something and then they made money from it, a lot of people will actually just stop and they stop growing, and then the income will, gradually dwindle down, and then they'll get upset, they're disappointed, they're disappointed, they will hit a plateau. You are continuously growing your audience using many different methods so that you can focus in. So listen everybody, this is how you grow an audience in a very tight niche. Okay? Because the niche,
you find it tight, I find it big. So
what I mean is funny. it's not super tight. What I'm talking about is what I'm specifically wanted to what I say that. How do I say that? What I specifically wanted to highlight is that it is a tighter niche compared to the global English niche. When you compare those two, it is quite a little bit smaller, right? It's not too small, but a little bit smaller. However, there is a way for you to continuously grow this audience, the people that you actually wanted to serve, because some people will think, oh, there's not many English-speaking people in here. How can I sell my courses? How can I sell my programs? And they will be scared of doing it. Whereas you continuously growing the people who are really in your specific niche, and you're not trying to wander around outside of that niche because you are zoned in on this one and you're focused on growing that niche so that you can help the people who wanted to learn from you. Yes, there are many French speaking people, but how many French speaking people actually wanted to learn brush calligraphy, right?
A
You
lot.
growed that you growed that audience by organic reach,
Mhm.
ads, so, and also collaboration. Those are the audience building blueprint and what I call the audience building blueprint. And I talk about that inside my Profitable Beginnings course also. Audience building blueprint is how you continuously build your audience, because if you are stagnant in terms of your audience growth, and I'm not saying a small audience is bad. It's just that you have to continuously get people in while also trying to nurture the people who are already in your system. You're not ignoring one for the other. You'll try to balance both,
Yeah.
and so that you can continuously grow your business. What do you think about that?
That's why I'm creating, new levels in my course, because I want also to the people who already bought to me, it's easier to sell to them.
Yeah.
Because they already know me, they already know the quality of my work. So that's why I also want to increase my portfolio, so it will be easier to sell. And I will see if I launch again my challenge, maybe at the end of the year, because I'm full of ideas for the beginning of this one. So but also thank you for making such a nice panel of my experience, because when you're into it, you don't see all those things. So listening to you explaining what I do, it makes me, well, yeah, I did all that.
No, don't worry, I got your back.
It's not that
Always.
obvious to me when you're, your nose into the work. So thank you for that.
Yeah, you are so good at it. Don't worry. I always got my people's back. So you are one of my people, one of my favorite people, and I still keep sharing your success stories to everybody. In fact, I might as well share that again right after this recording.
Yeah, but some are contacting me. I told you. So I know you are talking about me.
Because many people who are not in the French speaking niche are going to be contacting you like, hey, Laurence. Oh my goodness. It has been such a wonderful experience, and having this conversation with you today. I wish I can have you for another 2 hours, but I know that you are a very busy lady. Now, I want, before we end the podcast, we wrap up the podcast, I want you to say something to everybody, because many people are trying to cater to everyone in the hopes that they will make more if they go for the bigger market. So, what would you tell creatives who are scared of niching down instead of getting into a space that they can truly dominate?
I would say don't be scared to niche down, because that's the just try. You will see. I can just do it and see it from your experience what it is. You don't risk much. Work on your mindset is also everything. But just try and discover it from your own experience. But you will see. It's hard to believe at the beginning that the smallest the niche is, the easier sometimes it is to sell. And you don't need to sell to the whole world. You don't have the capacity to do that anyway. So you just don't need such a big pool to find your clients. Just a small one is enough. So just go for it.
Yeah. So instead of going a mile wide and an inch deep, you, Laurence, you went an inch wide and a mile deeper.
Yes, probably.
And
yeah.
you dominated that space. You dominated that space. And that is so brilliant. So I know that you don't cater to everybody, but if I am a French speaking artist and I want to know more about you and your programs, where can I find you online?
So on Instagram and on Facebook. So it's Laurence.Rarecreation. So it's written on my screen, but I don't know if it will be visible, but probably you can write it down on your podcast notes. So
yeah, don't worry, I got it covered. So just send me all those links and I'll get it done for you. And everything else, every links that Laurence will share with me will be in the episode show notes. Just head over to myDeLeon.com/Laurence. It's LAURENCE. So Laurence, and we'll have it there. Everything, you'll find everything that you need. And if you like this episode and learn something from it, please leave us a review, because every time you do, you help the podcast get discovered by other creatives who need the inspiration to pursue their own creative dreams. And as always, keep creating and stay confident. Until next time, this is Mai. Thank you so much, Laurence, for this amazing time.
my pleasure, Mai. Bye.